Here.
Andrew Simons.
Here.
Peggy Gackel. Here. Jimmy Holbert.
Here.
And Robbie Young.
Here.
We need to, or a motion to pass the minutes from our December 5th meeting and our special meeting on December 20th.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Any discussion? Pardon? Any discussion? Not the minutes? Nope. Not for me. Have a motion, Peggy Gackel, second by Jimmy Holbert, to approve the minutes of December 5th, 2022, and the special meeting dated December 28th, 2022. All in favor? Aye. Any nays? All right, Robert Andrews, you're.
Yes, I'm here about the trash service. Number one, how are you guys going to enforce the payment of it? Number two, how are you going to deal with when Rumpke does not pick up our trash for 2 to 3 weeks at a time? Which council member would you like our residential trash to be dropped off to the house of?
Well, you don't have to have Rumpke if you don't want to trash.
You're mandating that we have to pay this trash service to live in your within our city, village, right?
If you don't want trash, you don't have to have it.
So you're saying we can still pick who we want for our trash service?
No, I'm saying you don't have to have
No. If you're saying we don't have to have trash service, all right, I will gladly leave it piled up for the village, but I do not want Rumpke coming in to pick my trash up. How are you going to handle this for the residents who has had bad luck with Rumpke?
So you're probably not going to get another trash company to come pick up your trash because Rumpke has the village of Glouster.
If you can find another way to remove your trash from the village, or if you want to, if you can work out an agreement, I know some people want to take it to Bateman's.
Yes, that's who we've had for
You can
ever. So how are you handling the billing on it?
The billing will be
If no
handled
one
by
picks up your
Rumpke.
trash, you won't get billed. If Rumpke does not pick up your trash, you will not get billed.
The
All right.
billing is not through the village, as I've seen people saying, and you're not going to go to jail if you don't pay your bill. The bill will be handled like any other bill people choose not to pay. It'll be sent to a collections agency, and then if you do not have your trash dealt with, if it does not go away, then you will get a fine from the village.
Right. But now, you're still saying that these trash trucks tear up our streets, correct? All right, what about the semis, the big box trucks going to Hapcap on Broad Street?
It's a business, and they run maybe 100 yards, half a block up the road. And
But it's still doing the same damage.
But we can't
So,
control that.
then you cannot control what trash trucks run past our
But
houses.
we can.
So, all right.
Against the people's will.
Yes, against the people's will. This is a dictatorship in this village.
Go to the bathroom.
Yep.
Against anybody's will, you have the right to come to a meeting and speak
Yes.
your mind, but nobody comes, so let's.
We're here tonight.
Yes.
But you're here about 6 months too late.
I'll wait my turn.
Okay.
All right, I'm
And
done.
we do appreciate you coming. This is what we want. We would like people to come and participate.
Well,
Have a
if it would be put out what's going on at the meetings,
Same day.
other than in newspaper, which no one buys. So
Problem.
no one buys a newspaper anymore. So how do we know what's going on at the?
Office and just ask.
You
All right.
pay electric bill?
Yes.
You can call me.
Every time you pay electric bill,
My
they have
phone is
these
on the
exchanges.
Board of Elections.
So
We do it online.
yeah, because yeah,
Because I
easier.
had payments before and was lost.
All of our telephone
So-
numbers
They were
are,
cash, but they were lost.
mine's in the phone book.
Yep.
Right, these pick up phone book, call me.
We just paid over $300,000 to pave what roads we could afford to pave. And we're
Understanding.
We're trying to preserve them. And this is one.
I understand that.
We're able to do that. And we got more we want to do, right? We want to pave more, for sure. So we're just trying to protect that investment for you guys, for everybody's benefit.
No, I don't believe it.
Hey,
That's okay. You can believe.
first thing is on the trash deal, you said single axle trucks, that's what they will pick up with. They was in town today picking up with cheater axle. That's a bigger packer truck, They're lifting the air axle up, so then you've got all that weight running on one axle on the street. That's not what the streets is. You said it was single axle trucks only, was what you guys contracted this out. Is that right?
That's right.
Well, then why are they picking up with a tag axle truck or cheater axle truck?
I don't know what that is,
It's a tandem axle truck with one axle that will lift up.
I haven't seen the trash truck.
It is a truck. On the Packer trucks. Look at the size of that truck they're picking up, buddy. The front axle right there is an air axle. That makes that truck legal to run on the road when that axle's down. When it's up, that's putting all the weight of that whole truck on that back axle.
Yep.
For the truck.
Sounds like they're violating their contract already.
They broke their contract already.
Exactly.
That's a single axle truck with a tag axle we use on the highway.
Yeah, exactly. What's that truck called? Is it overloaded?
No.
Has a single axle.
We're not allowed, there's way too many restrictions.
Because
behind
the
it.
same truck as the other one that runs them
How
down.
many yards is that?
20.
And it's fine to run with just one axle.
Yeah, the truck that runs.
Why is it even got too long then? That's hard on your fuel, that's hard on your fuel.
Trucks are hard to get, but we get what we can get. They come with an extra, we have to buy, we can't, we're not.
The extra tag axle costs more money to add to the truck.
But what
It ain't standard equipment.
In the way the world is right now, you can't pick what you want. You go to a lot to get a vehicle, and it's what, it's what they got, you get what they
The
give.
hell we can't.
Yeah.
The hell we can't get what we want.
Ralph?
I'm talking
I'm
about.
not-
Wait a minute, I got one more question.
Yeah, Tom, it's in front of me.
I want to know how you people thought it was okay to give an ex-employee a $500 Christmas bonus.
Why, what, 12 months?
It don't matter, he was an ex-employee, he quit. You accepted his resignation, then after that, you voted to give him a $500 bonus. That's not your money to give away.
He worked here for years.
It don't matter. Mitch Miller worked here half a month, why didn't he get a half a year's?
No, because
I mean, that's a man that done a lot of damage to this village, and you're rewarding him after he quits. He stuck you with that peg of a building over there that he could have gotten for $30,000 less. But he jumped on it. Told a couple people in town, he didn't give a shit about Glouster, he lives in Trim. And then you reward him with a $500 Christmas bonus. That wasn't your money to give away.
well, he worked 12 months anyway.
It don't matter, he
And he
quit.
resigned, yeah, but he.
Knowing
resigned
that
the
there was a
28th.
chance he would get a Christmas bonus if he was here, he quit.
He resigned the 28th of December. It took effect, what, January 1?
No, December. Yeah.
December 2nd.
It was a couple weeks before Christmas.
And you accepted the resignation, so that meant he did not work here, have anything to do with the village here. And then you vote to give him his Christmas bonus. It's classy, I heard one of you say, no, that's not classy, it's stupid.
That's your opinion.
That's your opinion, it's classy.
No, it's stupid.
You call what you want.
That's not your money to give away.
It's still classy.
It's not your money to give away. Be classy with your check.
I am.
Yeah, take your paycheck and put it back in there to get the $500. It's not funny. I mean, you're talking about roads, there's a load of asphalt right there. I don't see how you see that that's funny, giving away money that's not yours.
It's a classy thing.
All right.
Ralph, you're up.
You ain't getting a damn place with
You
zero.
answer his question, no one's gonna give him an answer why you did that.
It was the right thing to do, Ralph.
Let's make that one. It's the right thing to
It
do.
was the right thing to do.
Yes.
What was the answer?
It was right, it was the right thing to do. He worked 11 months. He gave the rest of them a bonus for Christmas. That worked 12 months. He worked 11 months. It was the right thing to do, to give him the bonus.
He has children.
That's the,
He
it
has
was the right thing to do.
But when you give bonuses, no one knows it other than council when you do things like
It's
that.
open. Tell us here.
Everybody knows.
All right, my turn to speak. Who all is council members here anyway? So I know what people do. All right, I don't come here often. I've been here probably longer than most of us. You know, maybe the score sheet's been here a little longer than me. You know, I've been here all my life. I don't get involved, I don't come down and get involved. I volunteer to help all the time. My reputation for kicking a few asses around here when I was young give me a bad name. I'm not that person everybody thinks I am.
Nobody
You know,
says you are.
I know, but I'm telling you who I am. I speak my voice when I come. Just deal in this trash, I don't come down and jump when the council does all right for us, I know, but you fumbled the ball in this trash deal. You never informed the people like you should have, you know? You could have went to the library and run copies off and sent them to everybody. I didn't get nothing, nothing. I had Blonsky. I didn't like their service. So I went to Bateman. I like their service.
I have Bateman.
Bateman goes right by my house every day to go to Oakdale. But you stop my trash because the trucks can't run. But Bateman goes by my house.
We can't
Then he
stop
can't
it.
pick my trash up, but he can go 100 yards up the road and pick trash up.
You're right.
That's bullshit. Yeah, have you signed that contract? Yeah.
Yes,
You've already signed it.
yes. It's a
What's the
good
terms of the contract?
3 years.
3 years.
For 3 years.
Yes.
And then it.
Well, they definitely ain't gonna pick my trash up. I think they made a big mistake. And I think y'all ought to start trying to get involved with the public more often. Instead of relying on a damn letter, on a door, at the electric office, or something like that. You wouldn't have this if you did that. We don't come to council meetings because you usually don't blunder this big of a mistake. But you did this time. And that's why the people are here. And I hope you take it in consideration that we're here. Because you did make a mistake. And there's a whole lot of people that can't come and didn't come. And if you get on Facebook and stuff, you can see that yourself. And I'm sure a lot of you do.
Oh, I'm not fixing
You know what I mean?
I seen Linda's post.
So
I
you
agree
know,
with everything you're saying, Rob, except for I'll also tell you, there's a lot of people who think you made the right decision. They're not coming in and saying.
you know what, I would like you to call a foreman and try to get all the people in here and just see who's right, you or me.
Well, I don't
About the
know.
people.
Those people are not gonna come.
Most people won't come.
I know. Like I told you
But you
today.
can't tell me that you got more people that like him than the people that don't.
Don't like the decision made?
Yeah, you'll find out the decision when he picks up the trash. I hope it ain't enough money for them to operate here, to tell you the truth. And if the people's got enough sense, they will find a way to get rid of their trash. And end up ruining Runsky's business, maybe. So, hopefully, these people will do that. Because we are power.
You live on the road route where I live my whole life.
Exactly.
And you know as well as I do, that road has never been nice for 100 years.
Well, I'm telling you, same trust will buy my
I
house
understand what
today.
you're saying, I understand what you're saying. I'm just telling you what a guy told me today, just relay a message a guy told me today. He said he lived on a loop, I don't know what loop he lives on, I'm gonna see what
The
lives
loop
on.
began.
I'm gonna assume on that hill loop, I'm just saying. He said, I'm glad you finally made that decision because there are 4 trash trucks that go on our loop 2 or 3 times a week. And that's what tears up the road.
And there's a whole
That's
bunch of
person-
trucks that go by my house.
Just tell me, that's what a person told me today. So he was very concerned, very happy with the decision that was made. So there are people out there, they just don't come to me and tell us.
And there's very great amount of people
I'll be
don't
wrong. I'll be wrong.
that are upset with it,
Yeah,
you know? So I hope you look both ways, man.
we did.
I like you.
I like you. I like you. I've always liked you. You've been long
And
forever.
we have different opinions.
I've always liked you, but you know, we've always had a concern about our roads. Would you agree with that?
Yes, sir.
Okay, we just made almost $1 million. We paid part of that. And $1 million worth of roads that we're putting in this village. We hope to have that coming again.
But
We want to keep those roads as long as we possibly can.
the point is,
I know you're saying to go up your road anyway. I know that.
correct. So how the hell did your decision do me a bit of good? You cost me money because now I got to drive to your house or somebody else's house to get my trash to. Now I'm not a guy that sneak around and do that. I won't do it. I'll go ahead and I'll haul to the damn trash field. But back in the day, I'd have brought it to your house. But I'm not that guy no more. Man.
Actually,
I ain't that guy no more.
other than the
But
fact,
y'all gonna make me that guy.
I'm just saying, other than you don't want to use that service, actually, you're being saved money because that service is cheaper than any other service right now.
It'd be cheaper when I bring my trash to your house,
You drop it in a dumpster or a restaurant.
I see people, and I'll take you up. You can. I'll take you up. I'm gonna cut bites in the truck.
You're already talking about 10 people, that's okay.
I appreciate that all. But like I said, I'll tell council, I'm not upset with everything you do, but you dropped the ball in this one. And I hope you realize you dropped the ball. Because you didn't inform the public. I called the mayor here. She didn't return my call.
No,
I'm ready for you.
I called Linda and your voicemail's full. Yes, I did. I called, I got a message,
I've never seen it on here.
and then I told Gretchen that if you call back to give you guys my cell phone number, so you can call
We
me.
called back.
I called back and she never given no number, nothing. But I apologize to you if you call back.
Yeah, I
Because I
called.
voted for you. I want new blood in here. Young blood.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You don't want me.
Well, yeah, you kind of say your ways, you know what I mean, sometimes. You know, on this deal, you operate like Washington DC is operating. The hell with the people, we'll do what we think's best.
No, that's not
But we,
No, I've lived here, Ralph, you know, my whole entire life, I do not think that way. I
But
think
you-
of the people, you guys are the ones that put us in here, we have to think of you.
exactly, I voted for you.
But, you know, we're not gonna please everybody, I wish we
All I'm
could,
saying is,
but we're not.
ain't there a better way to inform the public when you make these decisions, just go through us.
Let me ask you this, Rob, give me an honest answer. Considering the fact that this has been on the table for 2 and 3 years now, this has been discussed, is this the very first time you've heard of our?
Yes, have you ever told me about
I personally.
it? Has anybody here seen me or told me about it?
You haven't heard of the first one, you haven't heard of the rest of it.
No.
We never heard
I
it.
heard about it till this.
Never.
Yeah.
I strike every
No,
one of my kids.
I'll give you this. I'll give you this.
My neighbor knows everything.
I was gonna say,
I'll give you
know,
this. It goes in the newspaper. You're right, nobody buys
I don't
it.
mind.
Nobody buys
Channel
it
5.
anymore.
We tried to have a Facebook page,
Well, Channel 5.
but it developed into getting threats and all this kind of
What about
stuff.
Channel 5?
I send it to Channel 5, I mean, here lately, it's been Channel 5, the newspaper, Facebook. I mean, I don't know what else I can do. I mean, most people have Facebook or
Yeah.
everybody has TV cable.
I did
Exactly.
I sent
for
friends
over
requests.
70.
That's what she's saying.
I pay that.
Yep.
I pay that.
She
I pay
never
my bills
accepted
all the
it.
time.
Exactly.
And I didn't inform when you make big decisions, all I ask. Do you inform the public better?
Well, we tried, but I guess we didn't do a good
Well,
job.
I'm not a
I
council
can't
member,
let you guys
but I'll tell you what, if I
wish
was,
would, but I can't drag.
I'm 77 years old.
Yes,
Well,
we'd have known it.
I'm 77 years old. I'd have went to the
We
library.
never knew till it was.
I'd had it printed up, and I'd have walked around a long time and put it in the damn box. Because people voted for me to be a council member representative. So I took that in everybody's box. Now they knew they got it. That's what you're lacking. Just a little bit of common sense
I'm too
and
lazy for
courtesy.
that. I'm too fat and old and lazy.
I'm 77, out of breath, but I will still deliver them. I still volunteer for anything going on.
Are we allowed to say anything?
I'll go ahead and give my floor up, because I mean, people probably getting tired of hearing me talk. But all I want you people to do is tell me that from now on you will make
We
sure.
will
Bring a letter to
do
me.
that.
If you don't want to give it to nobody else, I'll make sure they know.
I'll tell Pat, and Pat can tell you the next big
They were
decision.
supposed to pick ours up Thursday.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We
Rob.
supposed to
Thank
got a
you.
dumpster.
We can't
They
work
come in
you
the
better.
driveway and picked up somebody else's trash.
See, they're already messing up.
And
There's-
dumped over a dump that had trash in it, and they didn't even pick it up.
Can I say something?
Yes.
She just said, we had Rocky. They would have the trash, because we had the box to put it in. From there to where they put the trash in the truck, they left trash all the time, through the yard, onto the road. Every time they picked it up.
We've been
They would
told,
not pick it up.
we've been told we're gonna get a lot better service, so we'll just stay out and wait. As far as-
Alright.
They're probably rounding some things out.
Yeah.
Everything new's gonna take a little bit of time, but.
They're trash men. They've been doing it all their
I know,
life.
but-
They would have picked the trash
I
up.
understand that.
There's no excuse for it. So, give them some help.
Well, they're here.
I want to see council
They're
do
listening.
that shit,
Okay.
you know?
Okay. Bill? Is there a bill here?
I
Hi. I got an update and a request for you this evening, really on behalf of the sewer district. As you know, the village agreed to be part of projects so they would be eligible for $750,000 grant. I brought you each a couple, or just a copy of the letter I passed out to the district last. Actually, it was November. But bottom line, we bid out the project. We got a couple bidders. The low bidder was Ohio West Virginia Excavating out of all Belmont County over there. And their bid was $949,000, and the next one was $1,042,000 something. They were just under my engineer's estimate, so that's good. We're on the right side of things. I didn't write a specific letter to Glouster. I just copied you this. But my recommendation here this evening, since you're the contract holder for the $750,000 worth, is to award the contract to Ohio West Virginia Excavating. And so what we did with that project, lift stations, we made the Village of Glouster and the Trimble Township Sewer District both signers to the agreement, meaning the mayor and the district president will sign, the principal officers will both sign, attorneys will both sign. So with that, my letter states tentative upon all funding. That's kind of EPA language. I don't need to walk out of here with anything this evening for the funding agencies on my end, but I want to make sure you're comfortable with it. As far as documentation, resolutions, and whatnot, they'll get to the village on how to do that. But I'm recommending we award to Ohio West Virginia Excavating. And I've actually brought the contracts. I can leave them with you to start the signatures on this end.
Okay.
Okay, all right. So Jan, I'll leave those with you. When you get, now she's tabbed everybody, Mr. Toys Green and Sam's, she's paid to show.
We're all color coded.
Yeah, so any questions, let me know. And then, let me know when they're ready, we'll figure out how to do the best, so. Anything else you know on that?
Bridge, I'll take it.
Okay.
That's what I said.
We need grants.
Yeah, well, ODOT or somebody got hold of us and they said they're ready.
They just put out municipal bridge, special round of funding, so we need to hit it up.
Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks, Michael.
Thank you all very much.
Thanks, Michael.
Appreciate it.
Andy, can you give us a resolution for next meeting for our agreement between the two people?
You on one?
Yeah, let's slide through.
Oh, here's one right there.
Pass that down.
I guess we don't need that, sorry. Okay.
Thank you.
Council, it came to my attention that you basically didn't have a consultant for the consultant engineer, I guess, for the electrical.
Okay.
And I printed these on step 5, I can get more like that, that's no problem. Power Systems Engineering, they have an office located out of Marietta. They may be a good source, I guess, for the village to look into, I guess, because as far as the infrastructure, no. And I'm just trying to be proactive instead of reactive, because the last time Mark got a hold of me, I was basically up in the Legends working storm, and had to relay information, I guess, because the village, I guess, wasn't able to take the guys offline.
Right.
2 out of the 3, I guess, would have worked, but not the third cut out. And what I was wanting to provide with this was a means, I guess, of somebody, I guess, looking at the system as a whole and seeing what the village can do on their side.
Okay, cool.
And I know the village has 3 reclosers, but they're still in the crate. You basically need a structure, I guess, to install these in, as well as possibly a new GoApp switch, 3-phase gang operated switch that would allow the village to positively disconnect from the system in the event of an outage. And again, just being proactive like that. Mark has my number all the time like that, so, and I've lived in the village of Glouster all my life, so.
All right, well, thank you.
You're welcome.
We definitely need to.
Thanks, John.
Thank you, John.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate any resources you can send our way.
Okay. I'll get you more copies if you need like that, but, be more than glad like that to assist like that, because like I said, who knows like that, with storms like that coming up in the future, you know, I'd rather see things healthy like that for the village like that, and, but thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, John.
Yeah, I got a couple of things. Starting with the garbage. So I heard you guys say, oh, how are we gonna tell everyone? Okay, everyone gets a water and electric bill, everyone gets a sewer bill. So back when you guys were trying to decide this, everyone should have got a notice with their water bill or their sewer bill, and then bam, oh, everyone knows about it, right? Bateman's can still pick up 2 doors down from our house. We had a dumpster, which we preferred to have a dumpster. I took 24 raccoons in 7 nights out from under our house garages, storage buildings, trash. Okay, so trash equals vermin. You're gonna have rats, you're gonna have mice, you're gonna have stuff because, and Rumpke, I had them when I was in Athens, they didn't pick up for a month at a time. For a month at a time, bills to pay, I don't want to hear blah, because I had them way back when, and everyone that I know that has them now complains that they don't get picked up. And everyone that I see that has them, that lives near me, doesn't get picked up because there's garbage laying all over the road, all around their yards and everywhere else. So, who's going to pay the Pied Piper when all the rats and mice and raccoons and all the rest of that stuff is? Because I don't want them in my house. So, if they're not picking up garbage, you're going to have vermin. Secondly, you talk about the potholes and the roads. So I live on Lookout Street. They have paved or filled in potholes from Locust, Morgan, up to the top of my street to Debbie Metcalf's house. And our street has been ignored for 3 years. For 3 years, in 2019, 2020, and 2021, myself and Sean have bought asphalt patch at Lowe's and patched the holes ourselves. This year, we did not. You cannot drive up our road from the end of Mine Street to our driveway without hitting a pothole at least this deep. I don't know how many times I've had to actually have a wheel bearing and a ball joint going out now because of it. I've had them repaired. I get my stuff repaired over here at Juan Sikorsky's. So, you know, you're saying the trash trucks are carrying it up or whatever, but nobody wants to come up and take care of our street. Why aren't they patching our street? And I took pictures if y'all want to see them because I have a very small base car, and normally I can maneuver around that stuff. I can't maneuver around them anymore. And it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. And then we had the whole light pole thing going on down there by the church on Morgan and Mine. Somebody supposedly hit it or something, I don't know.
Not supposedly, someone about ripped it out.
Okay, well somebody hit it, I don't know who hit it. I wasn't there.
Oh, I'd like to find out who it is.
But back in the day, before Paul Jenkins died, there was no parking. Because I heard it when they went up to Brad's.
There's still in parking right there.
When his dog kennel caught on fire, that they couldn't get the trash trucks up around. It's because they're parking right there.
There's no parking right there by the
Okay,
hydrant.
well
10 feet
nobody's
each
enforcing
direction.
it because you can't get around if you're driving a large vehicle. I mean, you just can't. You can't.
Is
So-
those people parked over there now?
They park, like, here's where Mine Street comes down, and here's Morgan Street, and they will park right here where you can barely get around, because their cars are parked right here.
Okay.
On Morgan, they're parking there on Morgan or on mine?
On Morgan
On
Street.
Morgan.
On Morgan Street, and then there's the same situation at the corner of Locust Street and Morgan Street, where that black and white house is. You cannot see
No, you can't.
to go around
I
that
agree.
corner. You have children waiting for the school bus there, you have children playing there.
They're parking too close to that corner.
And they're parking, and you have to
can't
pull
see
out,
it.
and you have to back in, or.
Cause there's a park, I know that's my street, I go up that street.
Okay, well, yeah, that's an issue, I mean, it's a huge
It
issue.
is an issue, yes it is.
But I don't know, everyone I know is not happy, and I don't care who you say is not happy about the whole Rumpke thing. We had Batemans, we've had them forever, we like having Batemans, you know, we like to have a dumpster, you know, sometimes neighbors would put large items into there if they needed to, they would ask. But 2 doors down can have Batemans, but we can't. I
How
mean,
does 2 doors down can have Batemans, because they're not allowed in the village?
because they're out of the township.
Doesn't matter, they're not allowed on the roads to get there. They
Well,
come
no,
on Dell Road and
I
that's
got a
it.
Bateman going by my house.
It goes to a county road, Ralph. They are not allowed anywhere on the village streets. We cannot stop them from going down Oakdale Road because it goes to a county road. We legally cannot stop them, but out there, we can stop them because it's a dead-end road. Bateman is not allowed out there.
We can take care of that.
I'm just saying this.
I'm just saying.
Hard
knows he
I
can't.
pick up out there, I talk
Hard
to
knows
the old Batemans.
Hard nosed, man.
No, I'm not, but I hear the trash thing. I don't agree with it either, but so what? They did it. I really don't care. They're trying to save our streets. When we pave the streets, we have people arguing with us because we paved the streets. That's no lie.
I believe that.
I mean, seriously, we can't do anything right to this wrong. We can't please everybody. I know that. I've been here for 25 years.
But you can't let it get to you, man, to where you turn hard.
Hey, we've been dealing with this for months. This started in 2017 to do the trash.
But you can't push so hard, man.
Ralph, trust me. I've been here for 25 years.
I like you. I like you. I always have.
So I've known you forever, Ralph. I like you too. But you get tired of hearing it day in and day in. It's every day.
But what I'm saying is, I understand that.
I understand his too. I do.
But
I
you
don't like it
got to
any
pull
more than
yourself in
anybody
a little
else.
bit. You got to pull yourself in a little bit, man. You're still working for the people.
Trust me, I do, Ralph. Because
I know
if I
you
did,
do a good job.
I would already been fired months ago. Trust me.
The last cold snap, the only trash company that ran was Batemans. Nobody else ran. Batemans was the
We
only
didn't
one.
have Rumpke yet,
Right.
Rumpke didn't start the first
Contract
year.
in the end of the first year. They've ran 2
They
weeks.
didn't pick up the people
I
that live
have
across the
no
street that have Rumpke cans.
I don't know about that.
Oh, I know about it. I mean, see, you're forcing people, and what you guys are doing is called a monopoly, for one thing.
It's called franchise, actually.
Well, and Athens, the city of Athens tried to do it about 15 years ago, and they got sued. So,
Jacksonville does it, Nelsonville does it, Buckle does it.
well, apparently the people didn't complain about it.
Trimble's
I'm
working on it.
I don't like being forced to say, you have to do this, you have to do that.
I understand that, it's America, we like freedom, we like individual choice.
And like I said, I never got an answer. When we have rats, mice, raccoons, whatever, populations out of control, because garbage is being spilled on the ground, or it's not being picked up, who is gonna take care of that? Well, I have cats, and I don't worry about the rats and stuff around.
I
my
got
house.
those cats.
But that's not a proper answer. You know, not everyone has cats or wants to have cats. But you know, if it gets out of control and it's not being picked up, who are we gonna call? I'm not gonna call them. They're not gonna get
You
the
have to
rats.
go Rumpke.
They're insurance.
I already dealt with Rumpke once in my life, and I don't think I'm gonna be doing it again. That's easy.
Right, yeah. There are services you do order us here in the future, we can help you guys. We multitask. We don't.
That way they can pay for Rumpke to be in this town.
Involve ourselves
To start with the customer, the first time you have an issue, you need to do your due diligence. reach out to them, see if you can, address the problem. If it continues to be a problem, then you come to us and say, hey, I've called it 3 times, I'm still having this problem, my bill's paid, they don't listen to me, whatever. Then we can step in, then we can say, hey, what's going on? Help us correct this problem.
And I can tell you this, I mean, they're sitting back there and they can verify.
I know they're sitting back there.
But I'm just telling you so they can verify. I've been in constant contact with those guys since they've taken over. And they call constantly, is there anything we can do? Is there any way we can help? And they're riding around town every day. People may not see them, but they're here every day, constantly following their trucks, making sure they're doing things right. So we got to give them a chance.
Where was they at? Where was they at when they've been messing up all the time before? Where were they at following the people? They're back there.
But listen,
they're back there.
listen
Won't they
to me.
stand up and tell us why in the hell
Listen
they
to
do
me
such
real
a sloppy
quick.
job?
Listen to me real quick.
I'm listening to you.
I can't say what they did in the past. I can only say what they've done since they've taken over January 1st.
And the people here telling you they ain't doing it.
Well, from what I can see since they've taken over January 1st, they are doing a pretty good job. I can't speak for what they did in the past. I didn't have them in the past.
There was just people.
But here's the thing that I can say. I had waste away. I didn't want to switch, but it saves me $9 a month. I mean, that's the one thing that people's never said.
Hey, I could.
They're saving us $9 a month.
$9 is big money to me to save, but to have someone that does what they do and handle their business the way they handled it when I had them, no.
How about we try and give them a chance?
Give them a chance now.
Not when they charge $10 for a large item.
I ain't heard a word about
You get one free big item on the, they just send it out for every day.
We'll open the door for me.
You can have a dumpster.
We'll open the door for me.
They have dumpsters. They'll provide you a dumpster.
A full-size dumpster.
All you gotta do is call them. They'll deliver it right to your house.
93 gallon.
No, a full-size dumpster. They will
didn't
deliver it right to
mind.
your house.
2 yards.
I understand.
I've been there, I tried for, what was it, 3 months by the time your mom
Oh,
got
I did
there?
have one that didn't really, okay, so.
I'll just stop her.
When we bought a property, we had a house. So when we did that, we had a large dumpster brought up by maintenance.
You can have any sort of dumpster from any company that's like construction, roll-off dumpster, anybody.
Yeah, like a roll off,
Anybody
so
you wanna use.
like if we're tearing down
You
another
can have
house.
maintenance.
You can have whoever you want.
Roll off.
Jane.
And as far as the parking issue, let us know, like, when you see that, let us know, we can send it.
Give me Mark, I'll give Mark tomorrow, we'll go look at it.
All right, I don't live in Glouster, I was staying with my mom. But I have lived in a couple of other towns, and we changed to Rumpke, and no one let us know. They just, I mean, we voted for our council members, and you depend on them to make decisions for you, unless you go to a council meeting to let them know differently. They voted, and we didn't know it until we got the dumpsters. Yeah, so, I mean, any town runs like this. You have to go to a council meeting and let them know what you want. I mean, they are your elected officials. They do what you want them to do, but you have to let them know what you want them to do.
Yeah, that's why we encourage everybody to come to council meetings. Let us know what you like, what you don't like.
I'll be here all. No.
They would appreciate it.
Yeah.
Well, you might not say that.
Well, we work for you, so we want to hear your opinion, but we can't force you to come. If you don't come, you don't come.
Well, I'm gonna come because I have no choice.
And so I'll just.
I have no choice but to come here because you all don't notify me, so I gotta come here and get what I gotta know.
Well, you can
Just like this, some of the deals that were going on tonight, we just talking about the wastewater grants. I'd like to know more about that.
Yeah, well, you can. And if you don't want to come to a meeting, you can call the couple days after the meeting and ask for a copy of the minutes.
I'll come in.
And the same thing with school board meetings. We need to get involved with our government.
Yeah, we
They're
need to go to our
just-
school board
yeah.
meeting and make sure they ain't
Yes.
putting that CR in there. and all
That's
this
right.
stuff.
We need to get more involved.
Look at what they're doing to your daughter.
We want to do a good job for you guys. I've lived here all my life. I know I'm relatively young. I'm 43. But I've lived here, born and raised.
Your grandpa was mayor. Does for years. Did anybody else want to speak that wasn't?
I actually did.
Okay.
Quite a few council members here knows where I live, I got a couple of neighbors here. I'm not
I'm not here to defend George Bateman on his decision on not accepting the first contract. I've talked to George personally. George just can't supply the manpower or the truck, the extra truck that he'd have to get to supply the village on that issue. The next question is for the guys. Did the truck come past my house 3 times Monday last week? You guys first time in the village. Do you have a supervisor calling the driver?
I'm with you as well.
I witnessed that truck go from Madison Street to Atkins Street at probably about 40 miles an hour in a residential area, which I believe is only 25 miles an hour.
Is that today or last?
Yeah, that was last week. There it is. At the oldest child I know on that section of the street is 13 years old. Cleared down to 1.5 years. I do not want to see a child hit. I don't want to see an accident of them chasing a dog or anything else like that. On that path. So please note that there, guys.
No problem. Yeah, we got GPS trackers to track all that too. Mike was bringing it up and.
It was at a high rate.
This is the time, this is the speed you're going, this is what you should have been going.
Yeah.
We can have that discussion. Thank you for bringing that up.
The last thing, my storm drain out in front of my house on Glouster Street has had a cone sitting on it for a year, easy. It needs rebuilt. It's washing out bad. It is washing out bad. And it's collapsing in, and I'm scared to even be around it, walk around it, anything else. And I don't know if it's because the groundhogs in the neighborhood or raccoons are actually in the storm system or whatever, but they're there. And I try my damnedest to trap them all to get them out of there, keep the neighborhood cleaned up as much as possible.
Yeah, I have a ton of groundhogs on my house.
It's horrible. It's horrible inside the house.
Yeah.
They're bad.
They live in Bill Lovell's house. A ton of them.
They're just horrible. It's horrible.
We got deer.
And I got deer in my yard too, and you can blame it for my fruit trees. They're just down there eating the fruit. Well, you know, let them eat, 'cause I don't care.
Good patient.
But definitely that storm drain, would love to see it fixed. And everything.
We'll hear what Ricky has to say.
Thank you.
Maybe not soon, but we will.
If they even let him speak.
Okay. All right, everybody else, satisfied?
So is there a council seat, open right now, Sandy's?
Yes.
How do you apply for it?
Right on.
The deadline's over, the deadline was Sunday. And I got 6 letters, it was on Facebook, on Channel 5, and in the newspaper.
Okay, I don't spend my life on Facebook.
Well, that's fine, but I mean, it was on 3 different social medias, so.
Okay.
I don't, you know, there's no room on water and electric bills to write a little message, other than, hey, happy holidays, Merry Christmas. There's just no room on there. It's the way that, yeah, it's formatted on that bill, so.
And we don't send out the sewer bill, that's a different entity. We have no control.
You guys
over the
have
sewer
everyone's
bill.
address. I don't know why a flyer can't be sent out, I really don't.
The website would be expensive.
So what, are you guys just not gonna have someone in that seat, or?
Okay, so,
We've had
election of
6 people
council
apply.
position, or president. We have to go through these letters before we can appoint somebody. So, we'll do that tonight, but we haven't made it there yet.
We only have 30 days, so if someone has to be appointed within 30 days, the mayor has 30 days to appoint someone. If she does not, then we don't.
No, opposite.
Oh, wait a minute, sorry about that.
It used to be that way, they changed it last year.
All right, election of council president.
Okay, I need a motion to open nominations.
I'll second that.
That's the nomination, man.
No, they're not going to.
Anybody else want to nominate?
Mr. President.
I appreciate the vote of confidence, I'll do my best.
You'll be fired.
I'll draw already.
So, motion by Jenny Holbert, second by Robin Graham, to elect Nathan Simons as council president for 2023. All in favor? Any nays?
Okay, we need a motion to appoint Ryan McGuffey as the police chief.
I'll make it.
I'll second it. Before we go any further, should we ask Mr. Figgins to not to fire me? People too much.
Did you guys have anything to say, rookie guys?
Do you guys want the floor at all?
Sure. My name's Nick Ripper with Runky Waste and Recycling. We are excited about winning Glouster and doing Glouster. Not sure, maybe, I know the past is the past, but moving forward, I know for a fact that our drivers, Shannon and Chris and Sean Albert have real ties to Glouster on here. It's a pride thing for us at Rumpke. It's not only just Rumpke, it's these guys in the room that are getting the job done. And they take great pride in knowing, hey, we're the first ones, we're Rumpke, they're the faces of Rumpke on here. And take great pride in servicing Glouster. Myself, Corey, have been over here, Sean, Albert, I mean, one of us, if not all four of us, have been over here every day that the service has been done. The question the gentleman had about the truck going too fast down the road, I know Sean will be checking that as soon as he can get in front of the GPS. We don't want that, period. When it comes to the cleaning up and everything, I know Shannon and Chris have been instructed, you take it all, pick it up, get it and go. We want it to be clean. There's been a rough go with, I'm not mentioning names, containers not being removed on here. Bateman's came in, he removed his stuff, boom, bam, done. We were getting phone calls, Corey was getting phone calls, placing containers as fast as we could get over here to do that. We mailed out a flyer, we mailed out a residential flyer to all the residents on that piece of it. We were provided the list. I'm sure that there's been some people that those letters may or may not have been there, but when it comes to a cost to be able to mail out stuff, it does cost a good bit of money for that to be all mailed out on that piece. If there's an issue, several people have my number. Mayor's got my number. Corey Electric's been working on this, taking point on Glouster. Sean and Albert have been over here getting everything we can. I mean, I don't know of a phone call that I've gotten or an email, the same way with Corey and these guys, that have returned a phone call, returned an email, tried to find a solution as fast as we could. There were cans that were removed unexpectedly. We weren't able to get a box on a Friday. Very difficult to do on New Year's, right there before New Year's. We told the customers, there were two of them, said, hey, you know what, put everything you got in the bag, put it next to your dumpster, on Monday we'll get it on there. We're doing everything we can to work with Glouster on that. I think you guys will be, give us a month, see what's going on. Waste away, we'll be removing containers here hopefully soon. That's caused a little bit of a mix because usually the containers are all gone ahead of time, and then we can come in if somebody wants a container, they call in. It's very it's a touchy subject when we go to dump somebody else's container. There's a lot of liability that's involved with touching someone else's equipment. Sean and Albert actually told the guys today, handpick the waste away containers. If it was in a bag, take it, because there's containers that are still here. We want to do a good job on here in Glouster. I think you guys will be very happy. Just thank you guys for letting us be the first ones to hold the franchise and do this.
I've had several friends say that they have contacted about getting the $3 a month contain, the roll off, and that they're being told it's gonna be several weeks before they can get one.
You know, that should be, do you know their names by chance?
I could look it up on.
If I,
I'm just saying, you know.
Well, it's not really, we're actually, we were here today. We were here today, in the back. I talked to Andrea, she's in her container shop. I talked to her actually before we came in there, before she left the office. And she was back over here. It's good business. We can hold on the truck 55 carts at a time is what we can hold when we come over. So if somebody's wanting a can, we'll get it. We're actually, if one of us are coming through Glouster to check on something, we'll throw it in a truck on there. We had a cancellation come in, we actually picked up a can before we came into the meeting, and we did that on there. I mean, we want to show good customer service, we want to show good pickup. I mean, and again, like I said, we're very proud of this, of being here. I mean, we're in the community as well. We've got the landfill, Rumpke just started a hauling division in Nelsonville. I mean, we want to do good, and our drivers are going to be held to a high standard.
I have a question. Why would you ask all people that's canceled you? Now, how come you never contacted them and find out why?
Why?
Why they canceled you?
Well,
Never had time?
no, it's
Too
not that.
busy?
One of the things it is when somebody cancels in, it's not my business, it's not our business on there, in a franchised area. It's not my business to go, it's not our business, or at least I don't feel it is on here, maybe I'm wrong. And this is Nick Rupert speaking on this, is that if you call in and you say, hey, I'm gonna cancel my service on here, I don't need your service on there for it. It's not my business to go, sir, what's the reason why on there? Do you have another place to take your trash to? That's it. That's just not it.
If I run a business, sir, I would want to know why they didn't want my services anymore.
Well, it's a franchise area, so they may be taking it to, you need trash service on this case. If you want trash service in the village of Glouster, it's to go through Rumpke.
And now, I don't have your service. So what I'm saying is, you could have avoided all this if you'd have found out why people were dropping you to start with.
Now, if it's a subscription, are you talking about a franchise area or a subscription?
No, I'm just talking about the way your services have been, and people have dropped you.
They do. Well, now, on that.
There's a reason.
What you're calling in.
There's a reason.
If you call in and you say, I'm at 220 West 2nd Street, and I need to cancel the trash service. If it's a subscription based, which is where it's services wide open on that piece, customer service will ask, is it price, is it service, is it whatever it is there. And then when it comes to the cancellation piece of it, that is filtered down to where you've missed them for the last 3 weeks and everything. Am I saying our service is perfect? There's not one trash company that's perfect on service on that piece of it. I mean, you're going to have misses on that piece of it. Are we here? We're here. If we know about it by 2 o'clock that day that we missed it, we'll be back here to get it that day for the trash service. I mean, we want to do the right thing. That's part of our whole deal.
Then the question was, how come you don't ask people what the problem is that they're problem?
Well, if it's inside of Glouster, that's between you and the village on that piece. If it's a subscription based, say you're outside of Glouster, just outside the village limits, and you call in to cancel the service, customer service is going to ask that question.
I understand now under the contract that's the way it works. What I'm saying is, in the past, how come you didn't try to contact the people why they weren't using your service? Why were they dissatisfied with it? No one ever asked me why I was dissatisfied with it.
How long ago was that? I mean, because there's.
It's been quite a while.
Yeah, I can give you my card, you feel free to give me a call, and you know, I'll find out more information for you. There's been a lot of changes since I've been with Rumpke 16 years.
These guys take pride in what they do. Like, no different than the drivers that are servicing the area now. Like, to these guys, it's a really big deal. You know, they want to do good.
Thank you.
I ain't saying that our drivers was doing it. You know, they probably are good drivers. I'm just saying what happened in the past should never happen again.
That's what we're trying to avoid.
Well, I hope you do.
And all I can speak for personally is myself. I don't know who's had issues in the past, or maybe even over the past 2 weeks if there's been mistakes made. All I can say is you've done great with my personal service in my home. I've had no problems, no complaints. I had the couch that I put out there, and I did my best to wrap it, but I'll admit it was kind of half-assed. But you guys took it, and I was wondering, will they take it? Maybe they will. So, good job. You know, I was happy. I had no complaints. Hopefully, you know, after we work out the bugs, it'll be better. So I don't have any complaints. But I'm pleased.
A lot of the times, myself, I'm a supervisor, so a lot of times, you'll see either the manager's truck, which is Sean, and myself in it, but I'd say probably he'll be more in the office than myself that's out here. You'll see a little, we call a pup truck, or a resin truck. So it's a truck, it's a Rocky pickup truck, and has a 6-yard park can on the back. You'll see a little, it looks like a mini dump truck, you know, it's just a dump truck in the back. You'll see me cruise around every single street. If you guys see me out there, you have an issue, feel free to wave me down. Stop me. Hey, this is what we got going on. And I'll be right on the phone to call the driver, or I'll throw it in my truck if I need to get it done that way.
Can you say why I ain't got none of my dumpsters? Or why haven't I got my dumpster?
What's your name and address?
It was Tanya Clark that called in for it. And her address, we're putting it at 20 Town Street, that's my address.
Do you have a phone number?
Yeah. Huh?
Why you taking all your trash yourself?
740-856-8717.
We'll give you a call tomorrow. Thank you.
I gotta get it done.
One last thing, guys, I think it might be a good idea.
Yep. Tim gave us permission.
You can come in and get it. That doesn't matter.
I'm gonna get up for you.
I wonder if we can get a dumpster and put in Josh's bags and just take our trash there.
I'm thinking about talking to about roll-off.
Okay, I had a motion on the floor.
So.
Second by Peggy Guttrell, seconded by Jenny Holbert.
I thought it would be all right.
They're allowed to bring roll-offs in.
For 2023. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, we need a motion to appoint Mike Shuck as fire chief for Village of Glouster.
What was that you said?
It's to
Fire chief.
Fire chief.
Okay, so I have motion
Always
to
a
Holbert, second Robbie Grimm, to appoint Mike Funk as fire chief for 2023. All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays?
Yeah, we got one.
All right, we need a motion to appoint Jan Browning as our fiscal officer for 2023.
You still want this?
No. I was gonna say I declined.
We
No,
already.
you're not, you're outvoted. You're outvoted.
All in favor?
Aye.
Better luck next year.
You didn't speak quick enough, Jan.
Hey, you know when the next one is.
No, if I can't, you can't.
That's right. That's right.
Okay, it's marked as village administrator.
I'll make the motion.
Roll-off.
Miss out on all this
That's how when you bring someone to the meeting and protest the shit, when you see what he's about.
Yeah.
How do you beat that?
You can't.
I make a motion. Assistant Administrator Dennis.
I think we ought to have them. If you didn't hold it second, you make the motion. That's all
Be
right.
nice to have a centralized spot to put a roll off.
To appoint Dennis as alternate as village
Ready.
administrator, assistant village administrator for 2024.
Yep, I'll get minutes and public information.
Thanks for coming.
Yep, you're welcome.